Hey guys, welcome back to the page. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new, my name is Sarah. I'm a Christian life coach and content creator. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. So in this video for today, I'm just going to share a quick message with you guys. It's going to be on something that has really helped me in life in general, with my faith walk, with calling, with purpose, everything. I'm not perfect at it. The Lord has taught me a lot about this through experience, and I wanted to share it with you guys for today. So let's jump right into it. All right, so for this video for today, and don't click away, I wanted to talk about humility, but it's not going to be boring. I want to talk about humility and a little bit of kind of what I talked about last week when I said that you kind of want to hold everything in life with open hands because God gives and God takes away. And this is just a posture that I feel like the Lord has really been teaching me over the years. And it's been so helpful because I think that it's pretty much just a mindset to be conscious that we are not trying to take the glory for ourselves. And also not trying to find our identity in the things that we have, in the blessings, in the things we've accomplished. Basically just constantly being mindful that we're not finding our identity in those things and we're not trying to take the glory for ourselves because the Lord will humble us. So I'm just going to read a quick scripture here. It's James 4 verses 10, and it says, "Humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up." And 1 Peter 5 verses 5, "In the same way, you who are younger, submit yourselves to your elders. All of you clothe yourselves with humility toward one another, because God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble." And there's been so many elements that have been kind of added to this posture and wisdom that the Lord has been teaching me. But even as, not even recently, but like at some point in my marriage with Adam, he really helped me. Like the Lord really spoke through him as well, where he would say like, all beauty comes from the Lord, all wisdom comes from the Lord. Like he really would remind me that like all of these things belong to the Lord. And even if I feel like, well, I have wisdom, it's from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes we try to get the glory for ourselves, even if we're not aware of it. And I think that this is something that I really started to notice, and actually Adam really opened my eyes to this about social media, Instagram, and just how it's like there's so much vanity around it. And I know that we know that, but like even when we're not, I don't know, just even around selfies. And like I'm not saying I'm not going to ever post a selfie again. I literally posted a selfie last week as like the thumbnail of the photo. But it was just like, or even if you guys ever listen to Amen podcast, I love listening to their podcast. The host and his wife decided to delete their Instagram accounts, and they were just saying how, I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something on the podcast like, we have these like pages that are like mini idols of ourselves. And it's just opened my eyes so much to like when I see Instagram now, and I have to be mindful of it for myself. Sometimes I like just see my own Instagram page and I'm like, ew, because I'm like, it just feels like such a display of like, this is me and here's my photo and here's my title and here's my accolades and accomplishments. And I haven't felt convicted to delete my Instagram at this point, and I'm not trying to use it in that way. I use it for business, I use it for work, I use it for ministry. And so it's not something that at this time I feel that I want to or need to remove. But I definitely spend much less time on it. And I feel like my eyes have just really been open to, I don't even know the word. I'm not even talking right now about like worldly things. I'm talking about like Christians who are wanting to get the glory for themselves. And I'm not pointing fingers because like I'm saying, like I definitely struggled with this too. And probably still have to be mindful of it. But it's like trying to, I don't even know the word, like not trying to be famous, but just like trying to like show off and just get glory and just like not be humble, like in the poses and the selfies, and again, like I post photos of myself as well too. So it's just something I'm just thinking of lately, you know, like sometimes I'm just like, oh, is that really giving God the glory? Like my eyes were not open to it before, to be honest. The Lord convicted me on modesty, but I felt like my husband convicted me on vanity, because he was like, what is with the selfie? Like what what is with the selfie? And again, me and him take selfies together when we take a selfie together, whatever. But it's like, he kind of just opened my eyes to like, what are we really doing with that? Like, for me personally as a woman, if I go to pick up my phone and take a selfie, it's because my makeup and my hair looks good. And so what am I doing with that? Who am I trying to show that to? You know what I'm saying? It's just something to think about. Just saying. Anyways, I didn't mean to go off on this tangent of like vanity and idolizing, but it just came from the point of like taking the glory ourselves and not being humble. And just that point that my husband really pointed out to me, that everything good comes from the Lord. It belongs to him and it's from him. And we can think like, oh, I'm talented, I'm wise, I'm all these different things. But like, the Lord gave us these gifts and he entrusted us with them, and not for us to think that it was all. Adam just came home.
Are you filming now?
Yeah. Should I just finish my message?
I can just, let me just stop making some noise.
Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna just, hold on, let me see what I was even gonna say. Okay, so anyways, off of that topic of well, actually it's not off the topic of social media, because I have something else to add about this, but it's like a different story. And I think the way that the Lord has been teaching this to me, and to be honest, I feel like he prepared me for this, is even with YouTube. Because with YouTube, whether it's YouTube or actually even just with like business, ministry, like literally anything, as you're building something and you're starting to get positive feedback and you're starting to feel like you're getting traction and you're getting success, it can be really easy to be like, oh, I'm awesome because I did this. And to be honest, truthfully, yes, I want this YouTube channel to grow, and the Lord is the one that allowed it to even grow to where it's at right now. But it's something that I feel like it's been his grace, or maybe it's just because he's been teaching me this over the years, but I don't really allow myself to think about it, if that makes sense. It's like, you just do what's before you. You're just faithful to the work that's before you, which is, okay, I'm just gonna make these videos, I'm just gonna put them out there. But not that you're feeling like, oh, I'm great because I'm putting this video out, and like, oh, I'm great because my video got this many views, or I'm great because I got some kind comments, even though the comments are so uplifting. But it's like, you can't find your identity in those things, because the world gives that, and then the world can also take it away. And the other thing is, it's also like festering the glory for ourselves when we're like, wow, you know, people think I'm great or amazing or whatever it is. And I can't do this video when you can hear me. So I really feel like, and this can apply to whichever your situation is, however it applies, that it's just a constant posture to be mindful of like, this glory is not for me. It's not about how I look. And I think sometimes you have to avoid, I can't really explain it, it's just a posture. You have to avoid looking too far into it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain what I mean by looking too far into these things. The best example that I can give is with YouTube, because it's just a tangible example that I can give right now. But I'll receive like, you know, really kind comments, and it means a lot to me. But I don't go, and I'm not like constantly like rereading over the comments to be like, oh my gosh, like look at the impact that my video made or something like that. No, if I'm gonna read over them, I have to be conscious of like, this is something God did. This is for God's glory. This is not my own doing. Looking too far into it, and I don't actually do this, I honestly, I don't, but staring too far into it would be like, even just like, I don't know, constantly staring at your own accolades. Like if I went and was like watching my own YouTube videos back and like, wow, that was a great video that I did, or like, wow, look at the people I impacted. It always has to be from a posture of, not about what did I do and how great I am, but look what God did. And it's something that we constantly have to correct and be realigned. And it can be really easy to fall into pride, especially when you're getting compliments from other people. And I'm not just talking about YouTube, I'm just like literally anything that you have found success in or will find success in. It's so important to remember that posture of humility. With YouTube, to be completely honest, I have felt like the Lord has kept me like, his grace has been on me when it comes to YouTube. However, here's an instant where the Lord humbled me. Okay, I'm gonna tell a story. Really embarrassing, but this was a year ago, and me and Adam were in Hawaii for a soccer camp. And I've shared this with you guys before in the channel. I've struggled with body dysmorphia and just a lot of insecurities of not seeing myself the way that the Lord created me to be, and how He wants me to see myself, etc. And so we were on the beach, and I remember just in that moment finding my confidence not in my identity, but I tried to find it in my appearance. I know this was only a year ago, but I remember thinking, you know what? Like, I genuinely was like, you know what? I'm so hard on myself all the time. And you know what? I should just be confident in how I look. And I feel like I tried to find my confidence in my appearance as I was like on the beach. Like, it was just a mindset. I can't really explain it, but I just tried to like almost comfort myself and being like, you know what? I'm so hard on myself and I look pretty cute right now, or some like a really stupid thought. And then, honey, I can't record this while you're listening.
That's such a good story, honey.
It's embarrassing. Me and Adam were like walking down the beach, and that's like literally when I was thinking that, because oftentimes I would be like, there would be insecurities that would come up as I'm like on the beach, and like just insecurities of other girls being there, or just how I look. And so in that moment, I just tried to again just shake it off and like, I'm gonna find confidence in how I look. And then immediately, like a minute later, we go into the water. We didn't know that this beach had like, this was like more of a surfing beach that had tidal waves pretty much. And this wave, this ginormous wave, just as we're like, we just went a couple steps into the water, and this huge wave, like I didn't even know what to do. I saw it and I was like, I'm dead. And it just came and just totally overtook me. I think it overtook Adam too, but it especially overtook me. And I fell so hard, like literally my feet flew from beneath me, and I like slammed on the ground. And then I stood up, and immediately I was taken down again from another wave. And I just felt like, I don't think that the Lord was being like, that's what you get. Like, I'm not saying that it was a moment like that. I felt more like He was saying, as fast as you found your confidence in that is as fast as it is going to be taken away. And that is not a sustainable way to feel good about yourself, basically. It's not that I am so like, oh, I'm so confident in how I look or something. It's actually something that I've always struggled with. And then I think when I'm like, I try to build myself up in it sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? I've been going to the gym. Like, I don't need to feel insecure. And I try to pretty much almost like what the world would say of how to build yourself up. Like, kind of like, I don't know, like it's just like a really like a self-love message. And that's my analogy when it comes to finding your confidence, finding your identity, being prideful in the things that the Lord gives you, and just you always want to be in that state where you're like, is this giving God the glory? Is this glorifying myself? And that's why I was saying before the thing about the social media and the selfies that Adam really brought to my attention. He can hear me right now because he's just in the other room, but it just became something that I was mindful of. Like I said, it doesn't mean that like you can never, like I'm wearing makeup right now, you can never not feel good about yourself. But when you're finding your identity in it, or when you're becoming prideful in it, or when you're trying to get the glory for it, then that's when you know that it's a problem. Like, why would I post that photo of myself? Or like, why would I post that status? Or why would I share that about myself or my accomplishments, or different things like that? But like the scripture said before, when we humble ourselves before the Lord, He will exalt us. We do not need to try to take the glory on ourselves. And to be honest, it's really like such an icky feeling anyways. Like when you're convicted of it, it's like you don't want to try to do that. And you just constantly want to have that posture of humility in everything that we do. And so like I was saying in the beginning of the message, this is just something that has really helped me in my faith walk, and the Lord has obviously had to correct me and teach me in different areas. It also puts us in a position as well where it's like, maybe the things that we are praying for, to whatever it is, to be successful, or to find success in certain things. We really do set ourselves up in a way when we have that posture that the Lord will exalt us and he will lift us up, because he knows that we're coming from a place of humility. He knows we're coming from a place where we're ready, because we're not going to try to take the glory ourselves. And it's not necessarily something that you just switch off and then it's off forever. I think it's something that, like anything, you kind of have to like realign yourself and just make sure that you kind of have that posture. So I hope that this video blesses you guys for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys can like this video, subscribe to the channel. I was gonna say give it a thumbs up, but that's liking it. Share this video if you feel led to, and if you guys feel led to become a Patreon and support us, we appreciate it so much. Thank you to our existing Patreons, and all of the links are below if you are looking to become a Christian life coach, if you're looking to shop Christian apparel, if you're looking to listen to a Christian podcast. All of those things are all below, and thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.